The former governor of the Salvadoran Central Bank, the Central Reserve Bank, claims that negotiations with the International Monetary Fund, IMF, are practically dead, and says investors are not interested in the delayed Bitcoin, BTC, bonds issuance President Nayib Bukele wants to use to pay for. The comments came from Carlos Acevedo, who headed the central bank from 2009 to 2013. Bukele himself has had a confrontational relationship with organizations such as the IMF and the World Bank, as well as with Washington lawmakers. He has instead sided with Bitcoiners who reject the relevance of traditional financial organizations. This runs contrary to pre-Bukele economic policy in El Salvador, which relied heavily on IMF and World Bank support. Prior to the adoption of BTC as legal tender in September last year, El Salvador had been speaking to the IMF about a possible $1.3 billion loan deal. Speaking to the newspaper El Diario de Hoy El Salvador.com website, Acevedo, who is an outspoken critic of the government on most matters, was quoted as stating, "Negotiations with the IMF are practically dead. They would have to be revived." And Acevedo claimed separately that the issuance of the so-called volcano bonds, named for the fact that the city is to be built at the foot of a volcano that is being used to mine BTC, was another issue that is complicating matters for the president. The government. As reported, the bond issuance has been pushed back, and Acevedo claimed that this was mainly due to a lack of interest, although the government claims otherwise. First, the government said that the bond issuance would take place in January, then in March, then they said that the relevant LAG. Now it's the issue of security. I believe that the government has realized that there is not enough interest in the markets to make the issuance. As reported in March, the crypto exchange Bitfinex, which will host the issuance of El Salvador's BTC bonds, said that it already received $500 million worth of interest in. Meanwhile, the economist Luis Membrino, who has been opposed to the adoption of BTC as legal tender since the outset, went a step further, claiming that the bond issuance itself was also dead in the water. He made reference to comments made on the matter by the CEO of the Bitcoin Keen software Fi. "So it seems to me that the issuance of these bonds is dead," he noted. However, Saylor did not say this.